right, everyone, it is 1:02. I want to go ahead and get started. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Frida Funny, and I am the AmeriCorps Program Manager here at United Way of Horry County. I am excited to be a part of this project and to kind of give a little overview of what we are doing here at United Way. I'm going to jump into our agenda for today so you can see what we're going to be covering in this 1 hour session. And after that, I'm going to have our president and CEO, Blakely, just give you an overview of what United Way is and what we do here and how you can fit into our story. All right, so today we are going to be covering what the program is about, why we are here, the mission we are tackling, which is kindergarten readiness here in our county. We're going to also focus at some resources for you and your center or organization, what the benefits are for being a part of this program, a little bit about our members that we will be recruiting, their benefits and being a part of the program, and also what it will take for you to be a part of our Mission Ready AmeriCorps program here at United Way. So I just want to get a thumbs up. Can everyone hear me clearly before we continue to move on? If I can get a thumbs up on your screen or get a thumbs up in the chat. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me clearly. Awesome. Hey, Mahogany, thank you for joining us today.
Hey.
Awesome. I'm going to head on to the next screen where we're going to introduce some of our team members here. And I'm going to have Blakely kind of go over who we are and what we do.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day. We'll try to get as much information in and as quickly as we can. But just a little bit about us. United Way of Horry County, we're actually celebrating our 50th anniversary today. The city of Conway actually declared today United Way of Horry County Day. So there you go. But we, a little bit about United Way of Horry County. All United Ways are totally separate from one another. We are totally independent 501c3 of all other United Ways, and we focus on issues that impact our community here. And all the money that we raise and the things that we do stay local and go for people in the county of Horry. And so what we did about 2 years ago was did a needs assessment to really find out where we wanted to dive deeper into in the education realm, and kindergarten readiness and 0 to 5 education really were kind of at the forefront. And I know we've spoken to several of you over the last several months. And so we really feel like we've got some great things that we can offer to your centers to really enhance what you're already doing. But our main mission is to unite people, resources, and ideas for the advancement of everyone here in Horry County. And this kindergarten readiness mission ready is just one of those ways. And so I'll turn it over to Frida. I'll have to hop off here a little early, but if you have any questions just about United Way at all, feel free to reach out to us. And again, thank you so much for taking time to be part of this today. We're really excited.
Thank you, Blakely, for that. Again, to reiterate what she said, we focus on 3 pillars, which is health, education, self-sufficiency, and basic needs. But today our focus is education and the kindergarten readiness of our students here in Horry County. So we're going to jump right into it. By show of hands, has anyone ever heard of AmeriCorps? No? Anybody? Well, AmeriCorps is a federal program that equips volunteer service members here in our country. It helps solve community problems. So if you've ever heard of the Peace Corps, which is more of a international thing, AmeriCorps is more so focused on the domestic part of service here in our country. It is one of the largest national organizations. It is larger than the Peace Corps. And what it does is it takes AmeriCorps members who are passionate about giving back to their community and placing them in areas where they serve for a certain amount of time. And within that time frame, they're able to gain benefits such as a education award that can be utilized for schools, for scholarships. And if that person is of an older age bracket where they're not interested in going back to school, they can take that education award and apply it to a child or a grandchild. So I'm going to jump right into a video that will explain exactly what AmeriCorps is. So make sure you have your volume up because there will be sound.
Frida, I don't know if the sound's working for everybody. Sometimes you have to run it differently on your end to make the sound work.
Did I cut the mic off? Let me play it again. Was the sound not working?
No, I think you have to, it's the way you play the video to make the sound come out. I don't remember it, but I remember this being an issue like in several Zoom meetings.
I will try it again, and if it does not work, I'll just keep moving along, and I'll make sure I send everyone the video to watch in their own time. Is that okay?
Mhm.
All right, let's try this again. All right.
It's usually embedded in the PowerPoint. You have to say like allow audio.
Okay, no problem. Mm, Let's see. All right.
No, Frida, it's still not
Okay.
playing.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll just keep moving for the sake of time, and I will share that video with you that you can watch at a later time. It's about 2 minutes long. Is that okay with everybody?
Sure.
Sorry about that. Right. So to cover the program and how it's basically designed, AmeriCorps is a national federal government agency. It kind of starts at the national and community service level. Then it is filtered into the South Carolina State Commission, which is held in Columbia at our United Way of South Carolina Association. And then the program kind of comes down to a grantee, which is us here at United Way of Horry County. And then our host sites, which hopefully you will be one of those host sites, normally as a local nonprofit, a school, a government, an agency, or a faith-based community organization that helps partner with the grantee on running the AmeriCorps program. And then you have the individual service members who are making a long-term service commitment to fulfill whatever that cause may be. Sometimes it could be natural disaster, but what we're focusing on again is the readiness, school readiness part. We want to make sure that you have the resources that you need in understanding the program and how to navigate it. So on our website, United Way of Horry County will be where the application for the program will live, and also the host site program manual. We will start getting that up in the next couple of weeks, but the application will be ready for you on Monday. Also, you can set up a one-on-one call with me to discuss in details the program and how that program can be tailored and implemented into your childcare center or into your organization. I will provide a Calendly link at the end of this Zoom call. That way you can set up some one-on-one time with me to learn a little bit more about either AmeriCorps or our Mission Ready AmeriCorps program as well. Right now, we're going to jump into what Mission Ready will help with in the sense of the programming. So the Mission Ready program part, we will cover the program management of it. So that's something that as a child care center, you would not have to worry about. Our mission is to make sure that the program is running efficiently and smoothly. So we will handle all the administrative stuff far as the financial piece to it, the recruitment, the retaining, the training of the AmeriCorps members, and the recruitment of the AmeriCorps members. When it comes to volunteer management, We will also help with the use of our AmeriCorps members to help grow a volunteer base that can help sustain the program that we are implementing. Getting into the, and if I'm going too fast, please tell me to slow down, but I will say some time at the end for Q&A. But what we're doing with the program is providing an enhanced research-based curriculum that will focus on the phonemic awareness piece to students in your center. We know that South Carolina and other parts of our counties are focusing on kindergarten readiness. Back in September, we held a childcare provider session, and we got to hear a lot of feedback from you all about what you are experiencing inside of your childcare centers, whether that be social and emotional support of that student, getting them prepared to enter kindergarten, to prepare for that KRA test that they will begin to take in the first 45 days, but also having that parent support as well when it comes to providing them with the information they need to support their child in getting ready for school. So with the program, there are going to be two ways we will help with that. And I'm going to go to the next slide that will show what our intentions are with the program. So what we are looking to do is to increase the success of students entering kindergarten ready to learn. We want to support you in what you're already doing, whether you already have a 4K classroom or you already have a curriculum. We are just trying to add on to what you already had as an additional support. We want to increase the involvement of families and caregivers and in the community with the success of the children from the birth through 5 stages. We know that it takes a community and a family to help push that student along as they go through that K through 12 process. We want to offer AmeriCorps members with professional development opportunities, and we want to relieve you as the whole site from the administrative burdens of both the grant and the Mission Ready program management piece. And we also want to help attract a diverse group of individuals who may be interested in entering the child care space. Many of the AmeriCorps members will be college-age students or people who are taking a gap year. And this is a great opportunity to introduce them to that early education industry as well. So as I mentioned, with our AmeriCorps program, we will be utilizing a research-based curriculum called Heggerty, which is a 35-week curriculum of daily phonemic and phonological awareness lesson plans that will be provided by the AmeriCorps members. And our AmeriCorps members will also be able to facilitate and train your teachers as well on this, this program here. There is a pre and post assessment that students will be able to take. That way we will be able to track their progress, share that data with you, and also share that data with the parents so we can see what we can be doing to prepare that child to enter kindergarten in those first 45 days when they prepare to take that KRA test. We will also be implementing a community level public health strategy, which will be working across different organizations to embed the basic principles, which is an evidence-based practice. Those principles for Heggerty are managing love and managing stress, talk, sing, and point, count, group, and compare, explore through movement and play, and explore, explore through movement and play. So this is a community-wide effort, which we are very excited about because we just got great news that one of our local foundations is going to fund this portion for us. So how this is implemented into our community is that every touch point that a family makes, they will receive information and social reinforcement on those 5 basic principles from the basics. So between the child care centers, libraries, schools, shelters, and healthcare providers, those touch points will help us reinforce and get that information back to the parents and caregivers on ways they can support their students and what they can be doing to help them prepare to enter Horry County schools ready to learn. The Basics provides a lot of great tools and resources that are free to the public free to childcare centers and free to families to learn those different things they're already doing with their students or their child at home, whether that be counting, helping them count forks or do laundry, different things like that, but also providing them with that social and emotional piece to help manage the stress of children. We know that coming out of COVID, a lot of parents and teachers and children experienced a lot of distress, and we want to help support that piece with the basics. So I know that's a lot of information, and I know I'm going through a whole lot. So I just wanted to pause for a second so everyone can kind of breathe, but also reassure you that I'm here for your support. And I want to encourage you to request a one-on-one meeting with me to discuss how this program can work for you at your center. And if there's something that you did not get, I want to make sure that you can fully understand how this program can benefit you in ways that we can collaborate to helping you implement it into your program. So right now we're going to get ready to go over just an overview of how the timeline in the program will work. And we are going to cover participation information of the members, eligibility, but also the steps that it's going to take for you to become a part of the program. So an overview of the AmeriCorps program, it will start in September of 2023. So we are currently in the early stages of our AmeriCorps planning grant, or the late stages of our planning grant. We are now getting ready to submit the grant, but we wanted to get a head start and go ahead and have you start applying now. So once that notice comes out, because we're very confident that we are getting the grant, we want to go ahead and hit the ground running with having you be able to start with us in the process of recruiting the members. So being able to help support us and knowing what type of characteristics you are looking for in your center to have a member come and serve. The host sites, you will begin hearing back from us in the spring once we start to get information back from the commission about our award. Our members' start date is flexible, but they do have a start date, which is the earliest, which is September 6th, which gives them the amount of time they need to be able to complete their service hours. In the summertime, we will meet as a team here, along with some of you, to go and start determining what that start date will look like for members. So following this meeting, we want to go ahead and get that application to you so we can go ahead and complete our timeline on our end. AmeriCorps members do commit to a specific number of service hours and terms and dates, and they are required to submit a bi-weekly timesheet. So in partnership with you all, we will make sure that our AmeriCorps members are getting the time and completing the tasks that they need to be doing in order to receive their education award at the end of their term limit. Also, AmeriCorps members must have an assigned supervisor at your site. We know sometimes managing normal volunteers can be challenging, but we want to make sure that there's someone that I can communicate with at your center to kind of say, hey, we're having these types of issues, or we're noticing this, or if something is to just come arise, just to make sure the program is being managed properly, we request that there be a supervisor on site that we can communicate with. We also want you to know that AmeriCorps members are not classified as employees. They are national service members instead, because this is a federal grant. And there is a cost share required per member base, but because this is our first year, we want to not apply that to you all. I just wanted to add that in there because in the future, potentially there will be some type of cost that will go into it. But as of United Way here, we do not want to apply a cost to the childcare centers for the first cycle of the grant. So I just wanted to add that in there for future references if you choose to continue being a part of the program in the future. So here's a basic timeline of the program. Right now, we will do one-on-one calls. So following this meeting, I encourage you to set up a one-on-one with me to kind of go in detail about the program again and how we can implement that into your childcare center. We will have the applications ready for you by the end of the week or on Monday. And we encourage you to get those applications in by March 1st. There will be other childcare centers and other organizations who are interested in applying, but we want to make sure that you know that it is competitive, and so the earlier you get it in, the better chances you have at becoming a host site. This application does not mean that you are participating. It just shows us that you are interested in the program and that you are looking to apply or complete that agreement in the following months. Sometime in May, that will be a time where we will notify you that you are a host site, and we will go ahead and get that service agreement out to you to sign and back to us. That way we can begin recruiting our members and we can get their start time and their designation or their placement at host sites ready for them. At the end of the May, like I mentioned, we will have that host site agreement ready. We will begin recruiting in May for AmeriCorps members, and then mid-July, we will begin having host site supervisor training. That is very important because we want to make sure that we are preparing our AmeriCorps members to enter successfully, but also that they know which site they will be designated at. In September, that's the earliest start date for our members. That gives us enough time to identify and enroll the members into your site and into your program. They will also have a mandatory training in September that we encourage you to join us or join your member in. And then between these time frames, community members and university-based service members will serve in that time frame there, depending on the slot types that they choose. All right, so now we're going to get into the participation information. This will cover the members' eligibility, what allows them to be a member, AmeriCorps member, their main activities, what they will be doing in the program, and also what is required of the host site. So here are some administrative duties that AmeriCorps members can be doing. This is not set in stone. These are just ideas of what they can do at your center. They can do outreach, social media in forms of outreach, not as a job, but more so as the basics and getting that information out to your followers about the program that's happening at your center. Tracking attendance in class assignments. With the Haggerty program, we will need to know what students are going to be participating in the lesson plans for grant tracking purposes, but also to make sure that we know that that child is getting the lessons that they need, that we can be able to give them that pre and post assessment. We want to also help with the recruitment of volunteers at your center. So if there are things that you're looking to do at your center that will utilize AmeriCorps members, but also other community members in your community that can help support you, AmeriCorps members can support that. And then also classroom support with lessons. Not necessarily teachers, we know they're not included in your ratio, but when it comes to just those basic play lessons, our AmeriCorps members can support that as well. Just a few instructional duties that they will be doing. With the Haggerty part, they will be required to do lesson planning with the phonemic awareness, again, which is a 35-week class. These lessons are only about 10 minutes long and they're done about 3 days a week. But when they're not performing the Haggerty piece, they could utilize the basics, which comes with some small play activities, some counting activities, and then some just basic pillar activities that are included with the basics in their toolkit. They will be doing teachings, which will be small groups and one-on-one. So we will need your feedback on, how many children you serve. We will include that in the grant as well to get an idea of how many students we will be looking at to serve. So that's why we want those applications back in early. Again, tracking attendance and class assignments. supporting any volunteer teachers you may have, hosting parent engagement sessions. We know sometimes it's hard to get those parents through the door to kind of see what's going on in the centers and what their child is doing. But we want to help support that piece and utilizing the basics, get the community members and caregivers involved with what is happening in their child's learning process. And again, we want to help track that student progress so we can kind of identify what areas of support they need. Here, this is just some volunteer management activities that we will be doing on our end: recruitment, onboarding, background checks, personal development, feedback from you and the AmeriCorps member, but also celebrating and recognizing our members as well. So when we talk about service terms, these are just a few. There are 5 slot types, but we're going to focus on maybe 3 to 4 position types. So this is the amount of hours that a AmeriCorps member will serve in a 10 to 12 month span. Depending on what your center may need, they can spend about 15 to 20 hours per week within your center. Once we have a one-on-one, we can discuss what that looks like for that member, what time it looks like for them to come into your center, and what those activities will look like for your center. We know all centers operate differently, so we want to make sure that we're catering the program to fit your need, but also that the AmeriCorps member is getting a well-rounded experience as well. So here are some requirements for the members to be able to serve. They must be a U.S. citizen or a national, or they must be a legal permanent resident here in the States. DACA recipients are not eligible. They must be at least 17 years of age. No upper age limit is required. And they must pass 3 criminal background checks. So we handle all of that. So before they can even enter your center to serve, they must have a sex offender, state, and FBI background check. And if they are 17 of age, they must be working towards obtaining a diploma, or they must already have a diploma, a GED, or working to obtain it during the time of service. Here are some host site eligibility requirements that you must have. You must be able to provide members with tools needed to complete their assignments. So that must meaning like a space for them to work, computer access, printer access, things like that. A dedicated workspace for members to come in and do their lesson planning or prepare for parent engagement sessions. Be able to secure students and member information. And what that means is just working with us to make sure that we have students ready to enter the program and ready to go. And also being able to be confidential with the information of members and students as well. Also, use the provided student recruitment, enrollment, and attendance. We do have a piece within the Haggerty program that kind of helps us track and monitor the students. That way we can report to our AmeriCorps program how the program is going and how we can prepare for the next grant cycle year. We're asking that you utilize the Haggerty curriculum because that is what we are placing inside of the grant. Be able to post about the program on your website and social media so the community is aware of it. We are also asking that you allow the service members to attend any necessary training and professional development, and then also allow our members to help facilitate the basics and Haggerty training program within your centers and with your staff. Also, we ask that you agree to grant requirements regarding timekeeping, performance measures and tracking, any branding that we have for AmeriCorps, as far as like yard signs to notify us that you are a part of our AmeriCorps program, and any program monitoring that will be required of us for the grant process. We also ask again that you have a designated supervisor who is willing to act as a mentor for your members. Some of these members will be their first time serving. They'll be college students looking to gain professional development. And we want to make sure that they have a wonderful experience and that they're encouraged to continue service for next year. So again, here are just some federal rules because this is a federal program. There are some prohibited activities listed within the AmeriCorps program. While serving, members are not allowed to lead any type of worship services or influence any legislative decisions, conduct any voting drives, or do any type of fundraising activities. AmeriCorps members are not to replace any employees that you have or previously perform any duties by any employees in your center. AmeriCorps members may not serve in any role that duplicates programs provided by state or local government. And again, just like any employment workspace, it must be drug-free and abide by the discrimination laws set just like any other employee. So here are the next steps right now. Thank you for listening. I know this is a lot of information, but I'm encouraging you to have a one-on-one call with me if you desire and you would like to learn more. I will reach out to each of you one-on-one to kind of get your feedback about the presentation and to get any questions that you may have about the grant. The application will be sent to you via email and posted on our website on Monday. If you are on this call or you signed up to be on this webinar, you will receive the application in your email. And again, I'm asking that you submit your application to me at the following email below. Again, I will send that information to you following this presentation. So now that is pretty much it. I was trying to keep you under an hour. I wanted to leave some space for discussion or questions and answers that you may have. I know that you all have to get back to your centers, but if there is any questions, you can put them in the chat or you're able to come off of mute and then we can kind of talk through it.
I just wanted to add that, and I think Frida covered it well, we're here to enhance what you all are already doing. We know that there's, you all are under a lot with, from what we heard, staffing and parent engagement and just kind of all that. So really this program is to help you in your centers and help prepare the kids that you're working with on a daily basis. And hopefully it's a win-win for everybody. And I just wanted to kind of throw that in there.
I have a question. I think this is a wonderful program. I'm Manisha from South Carolina Resource and Referral. So I'm a quality coach in this area. My question is, I know they'll be working within the center, supporting teachers and things like that. Will they work with parents at all? Is there like a parent support? I might have missed that.
No, there is a parent support. So the basics part, which is the public awareness piece, is geared to that more so community-based caregiver parent support. So also connecting them, and here at United Way, we do have a CRC. We know a lot of these issues that parents face are more deeper than when it just comes to dropping their child off at a childcare center. So we also have a CRC here. So we can also support them in ways of providing resources that may be more deeper than what this program can provide for them as well. So we are looking to support parents in any way we can. And that's why we're reaching out to you all, because you see firsthand what parents are experiencing. So if we get that feedback from you based off the application, we can go ahead and include some of that stuff in our grant writing before we submit that. So absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other questions that I can answer or something that someone needs a little bit more clarity on? And I did want to recognize, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
I know you said, so this first year they get a grant, so they don't have to pay anything. They'll have this, as long as they have a space, they'll have this service available. It's a wonderful resource. If they decide to continue with it, what does that price look like? Like, how much would they be looking to pay?
So right now, AmeriCorps grants on our end as the grantee, they require a match. And again, Blakely, if I'm missing something, please jump in. They require a match. So right now we're at, I believe, a 24% match. And most host sites normally match the AmeriCorps member, or they cover like a portion of what it would cost to host an AmeriCorps member. For us, since this is our first time, we did not want to charge or roll a cost onto the childcare centers because this is our first year. But for average, it can range anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 for the entire year. So that's less than the cost of a regular employee. So it just depends on their service slot type as well, whether they be a full-time member, a part-time member, a quarter-time member. It just depends on the slot type of that AmeriCorps member.
Well, that's good to know. And it's also good for them to take advantage of this grant opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to recognize Amy, who is on the call with Horry County First Steps. We understand that there are so many organizations who are doing the same or similar work. We are not trying to duplicate any efforts. We are a team, and we understand that this task of preparing some of our youngest community members for success, it can't be done alone. So we're just here as another backbone organization supporting that cause. So I wanted to recognize Ms. Amy with Horry County First Steps, who is also on the call, and we are looking forward to collaborating with her as well. So thank you, Amy, for jumping on.
Hey, it's my pleasure. And also, Frida, the reason why I wanted to come on is because we are also very aware that we do not want to duplicate services. And so it's really great that you guys are focusing on working directly with kids. We don't do that. We work with the adults that are impacting kids. And so what we're doing in childcare is working with teachers and helping to support them and the work that they're doing. So, and there's enough work for all of us. We definitely don't have to fight over any of it. So I am excited to see how this works, and anything that we can do, any support that we can provide on the AmeriCorps front. We've been an AmeriCorps site for a couple of years. So we've learned some things with recruitment of AmeriCorps service members and being supervisors of AmeriCorps service members. So anything that we can do, just let us know.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Absolutely. All right. Are there any other questions from anyone else? All right. If not, if you would like to go early, you're welcome to. I'm going to stay on the call just in case someone has any questions. But if you must leave, I think I try to get you out early enough. So if you want to sneak away and get some lunch, you can do that. But I will stay on the call until everyone is off. So if anyone has any questions, I'm going to stay back. Okay. Thank you all so much. I'll be following up with you on one-on-ones.
Alyssa, I think you know my husband pretty well.
Barry?
Yes.
Yes, Barry's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I have been for quite many years.
Yeah.
So this application is online.
It will be online. The deadline for me to get it up there is Monday. I wanted to just get some feedback from everyone, just in case I needed to tweak it based off of, responses. But my goal is to have it up and ready to go on Monday. And once I have it up, I will just email it straight to everyone who was on this call or who missed the call.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I can see where this would be a